The social media is a double-edged sword and it's a given, and the key to not fall prey to it is to be aware and use one's discretion. In a tragic incident, and not the first one, let me add, there is a girl, 19-year-old Kalei Arisi, and she was a college student who died after consuming borax or sodium tetraborate for weight loss. Reports indicate that Kalei Arisi, daughter of daily wage earner Vel Murugan and Vijay Lakshmi from Sellur in Tamil Nadu, had watched a video on YouTube channel titled Venkaram to melt fat and slim her body. And the young girl promptly bought the substance from a native medicine shop. Now, on 17th of January, Kalei Arisi allegedly consumed borax as per the YouTube video and immediately experienced vomiting and diarrhea. Her mother rushed her to a private hospital where she received treatment and returned home. All was deemed to be okay until then, but she complained of severe stomach pain and blood in her stools in the evening. Around 11 p.m., her condition deteriorated, and when she was taken to hospital, she was declared brought dead. It is after her death that there was focus on borax, which is a chemical compound widely used in industrial cleaners and pesticides. It is typically used in household cleaners, detergents, pest control and more. You know what is most tragic is that the young girl trusted advice on someone who endorsed borax as a slimming agent on a social media platform, and also did she even see if the packet that she had bought had any warning at all that it may be unsuitable for human consumption. And finally, what is most important is the pressure on young people to fit into a society which pushes stereotypical images of bodies despite constantly speaking and from all kinds of platforms about body shaming. I think that is all bunk. Let me now go to a guest, Dr. Subramanian Swaminathan, Director Infectious Diseases, Gleneagles Hospital, Chennai. Thank you so much, Doctor, for joining us. What does borax do, Dr. Swaminathan? First, I want you to weigh in on that.
So it's a boronic acid salt, sodium salt or boronic acid, and it has certain applications in certain areas. None that involve healthcare where it involves ingestion, inhalation, or application topically. So it is used for certain purposes, insecticide and things like that. It is a pretty strong chemical. It does cause a lot of damage inside the human body, and the pace at which it moves depends on how it is let into the human body. If it is inhalational, then obviously there's going to be a lung damage. Topical application, it is absorbed significantly. It can cause a lot of problems, including lung damage. Taken by mouth, it can cause a lot of problems in the GI system, in the gastrointestinal system. Once it gets absorbed, there can be kidney injuries, lung injuries, and depending on the dose, it can be very rapidly fatal. And it's not something which should be used for human care at all.
Dr. Swaminathan, obviously this is so unfortunate if you see this. You know, this is becoming an epidemic, doc. I mean, a girl in Kerala also, she took advice about weight loss. You know, if we've got now medicines like, I'm not saying they are bad. I mean, they've now endorsed Ozempic and Mounjaro and everything, which is of course now endorsed. There is so much of things. Every day when I open this instrument, I only see how to lose weight, how to control your diabetes, how to stop your hair fall. And you know, this girl who was a college student, it's not that she's also in the profession, which is also not right, but I'm saying it, it's not a model or an actor. Apparently the pressure is triple there.
Yeah.
But look at this easily available information. I have seen this, doc, that my own relatives, if they have a headache, they will go to Google and search. I said, but what are doctors for? Why has he gotten a degree? Don't you think it's become a major menace, and it's so dangerous now?
Absolutely. Let's look at it in two parts. The first part is the societal pressure to conform to certain norms, and that is becoming a serious issue. You're right in that there are weight loss drugs which are now popularly available, but they do serve a purpose in selected patients. It cannot be willy-nilly used by anybody and everybody. I've had people come to me and say, can you prescribe this for me? And it takes so much time and effort for me to counsel them as to why they are not a good fit for that, and why it's still the right way to do it the hard way. Go on a diet, exercise, take care of yourself, stop eating junk food, all that stuff. The second problem, as I see it, and this I think is really scary, is that somebody who's going to college has not been trained in the critical thinking on analyzing data that comes from unverified sources. And it is scary because I see not just teenagers and post-teens. I'm seeing older adults also accepting things hook, line, and sinker. How is this different from our older people believing WhatsApp forwards, saying if you do this, everything will be correct, or the digital arrests that happen where people are siphoning off money? Uh, this literacy of the internet and social media, unfortunately, is very lacking. And I think the government should look into educating even high school students on how to approach what they see on social media and how to apply critical thinking to keep themselves safe. And I think that's something that is absolutely important. There is a lot of emphasis on children going online in the Western world. And they are looking at this very, very seriously. And this is a worldwide epidemic. It's not just us. This is a worldwide problem. And I think we need to start putting up guardrails in terms of educating them so that they know that they shouldn't take it hook, line, and sinker. Lastly, I think it's also a question of going after the people who put in all kinds of weird stuff online. Every day I see wrong information coming up, and unfortunately, for the sake of likes and I don't know, swag, I don't know what it is. Why are people more worried about their online friends and their online family? Worry more about your immediate friends and your actual family. They are the ones who count. All this online family really doesn't count.
Right. Also, Doc, I know that it's a very far-fetched thing, but when she bought borax, Doc, I wanted to ask you, is borax boric acid by any chance?
It's a boric acid derivative, so it's sodium tetrahydroborate.
So it's
a boron-based.
Yeah.
So it's a boron-based derivative.
Yeah, because it's used for cleaning, tiles and bathrooms, and it has this small, very strong smell. So coming to the point, also I don't think we as a nation are so easily, vulnerable when it comes to how to lose your weight and how to make your waist look like Vivian Leigh's waist, etc., etc. But as a nation, I think we are not even semi-literate. I think we are illiterate when it comes to reading something on the package, because it's a habit. It's a habit. Even if it's a drop, you read that do not allow it to go into your eye. Even if it's a cosmetic pack, one has to read. I think this girl who went to college, I feel very bad. She is the daughter. It's terrible loss. And imagine her parents are wage earners. It's a blot they'll have to live with for life. But who reads? Don't you think that should also be something which the young ones have to be educated? Please read the package.
Absolutely.
Just don't read how much sugar, carbs, protein. They're only obsessed about this.
Absolutely. So it doesn't matter how much labeling you put on it if the person is not going to read any of that. We have lots of labels. Let's not downplay that. The government is putting a lot of labels saying this is not safe for human consumption and things like that. Some of it probably can be highlighted. If it is something which is toxic, maybe put a red line around it or something like that for easy visibility. But having said that, at the end of the day, if people don't pay attention, it's still not going to work. You can try and mitigate it. But this is where I think teaching people is very, very critical. I think we need to start at a school level telling children, listen, you should not be listening willy-nilly to anything and everything, and learn to look at things a little more deeper. Don't just look at it from the surface. Look deeper and see what it is. Try and understand for yourself. It's part of the epidemic of this rote learning that we have. The critical analysis and critical thinking skills are being stripped away, which is scary, which is really scary. And honestly, these are life skills. These are what protect you from doing harm to yourself. And I think these skills need to make a comeback in our everyday education.